This is going to be a simplified version of the Automoblox wheel. It's not quite as complex as the wheels in the real parts, but it's going to have 5 circular cutouts and be the correct thickness, and it would be able to work with the actual car. So we're going to start out with 2 circular parts that have a thickness to them, and then add the part in the middle. Now this one, they want us to use offsets for the different parts rather than giving us diameters for each of the different parts. If we tried using diameters, the distance between these different walls will not match because this is a radial distance. So if we want to do diameters, we'd have to double these different numbers. So we'd have to add 0.35 on one side, 0.35 on another side to the 0.44. So instead of doing that, we're going to use offsets, or we're going to dimension the distance between different circles. So we'll go into Fusion, and this is going to be the wheel, simplified. I'll start out making a sketch and put a circle at the origin with a diameter of 0.44 inches. And then the offset tool is right here. So I'm going to make my first one. I'll click and 0.05 offset. Notice the red line is on the outside. That means that my new one that it's making is on the outside. I want it on the inside, so I'll choose flip right here and accept that, and it puts the new one on the inside. The next one I want to do is this 0.35 offset. So I'll do offset, click on this 0.35 and accept where that one's located. So that circle looks good. And then I want another 0.05 offset outside of that one. So unfortunately, Fusion won't let me offset a curve that was created with offset. It can cause it some problems. So it'll give me error messages. So I could offset from here and tell it that I want it to be 0.35 plus the 0.05, or I could add that together. But I don't like that because it won't show the dimensions the way my drawing did. It would be fine, but instead what I'm going to do is draw a new circle, and I'm just going to make it too big, and then I'm going to dimension between my new circle and this circle and tell it that that distance is 0.05. So that'll give me an offset from that circle. I'll stop that sketch and extrude between those two. Take a look at the thickness of that wheel. It says 0.57. So there's the start of my wheel, the inside hub and the outside of the wheel. Now I need the plastic that goes between those two. So what I'm going to do is start a sketch on either this surface or this surface, and then I'll project the other one onto that surface. So I'm going to choose this one, and then under Create, go down to Project Include and Project, or I could just hit P, and I'll click on this out here, the inside of that circle, and click OK. And notice it turned yellow on the inside. I can extrude this surface and give it the thickness that it says. And what is showing is a thickness of 0.05, but a symmetric extrusion. So it goes 0.05, it goes half of that towards the front and half of that towards the back. So the way we'll do that is stopping the sketch, click extrude, and we'll click in the middle here. And then instead of one distance, we will give it symmetric. And then instead of telling it half the distance, we'll give it the entire thickness of 0.05. And now it's going to go out 0.025 and in 0.025 and join in with the other parts that are there. So there's my plastic piece with the hub of the wheel filled in. And then next, I'm going to draw this circle here. Now this one shows a radius of 0.25. I'm going to draw a circle that has a center right here and a diameter of 0.5, and then I will cut that out of the part. So here's my circle. And it doesn't really matter where I start it. I'm going to start it towards the top, but it doesn't have to be anywhere in particular because it's a wheel that will rotate. So the diameter is zero point 0.5. Stop that sketch and extrude just this portion of it. Tell it to cut and tell it to cut all the way through the part. And there's my first cutout. Now I need to make a pattern to give me 5 of those. So I can either, if I know where it is, I can go create pattern and choose circular pattern. If I don't know where that command is, I can hit S for search and then start to type circular pattern. Here's circular pattern. The feature that I want is this extrusion, so I'll choose that extrusion from the browser. The axis, I could click any circular surface here except for these ones, and it'll find the center of that circular feature. So I'll click on this one. I want 5 of them, so I'll pick 5 and click OK. And there's my 5 cuts of my wheel. I'll save that part, and I'm done.